The FBI has arrested a man suspected of planting pipe bombs near the Republican and Democratic National Committee headquarters. The incidents happened in 2021 on the night before the January 6th Capitol riot. Authorities had been trying to identify the suspect for nearly 5 years, but all they initially had to work with was grainy surveillance video. The CBC's Hilary Johnstone joins us live with the details. So Hilary, we heard from the FBI earlier today. Walk us through what they had to say about the new development in this case.
They announced a name, but they really didn't provide many details on exactly how it was that they arrived at this suspect, this person who they have not been able to identify for nearly 5 years now. So we learned that Brian Cole is who has now been arrested. He is facing a number of explosives-related charges. The FBI did not give an age, but the U.S. media reporting that he's 30 years old from Virginia. And what you're looking at right now is some video from earlier in the day when CNN and other media outlets were outside this address that is associated with him. And of course, you can see a huge law enforcement presence there. Now, officials have said that it's still very early in their investigation, that they are still executing on various search warrants right now, still gathering evidence. But just to remind our viewers of what we're talking about here. So all of this transpired on January 5th, 2021, which of course was the night before those riots on Capitol Hill back on January the 6th of 2021, when the FBI says that pipe bombs were placed, one outside the headquarters of the Republican Party and one outside the headquarters of the Democratic Party. And they did not know who did it, other than to be able to sort of release this surveillance footage that you're looking at right now. It was difficult to identify the person. They were wearing a face mask. They had their hood up, as you can see. But remember, this was at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, when it wasn't unusual to see someone walking around dressed in this particular way. Now, luckily, those devices never detonated, but the FBI said today that they were real devices, they were live, and they had the potential to have caused a lot of harm. The U.S. president, or vice president-elect, I should say at the time, Kamala Harris, is said to have come with only a few meters, some 20 feet of one of these devices outside the headquarters of the Democratic Party on the morning of January the 6th, because it took approximately 15 hours before anyone even realized that these devices were there. In terms of how they came about this person, why they think this suspect is the person who planted those bombs, we did not get a lot of details today, but we did hear from the deputy director of the FBI. Here's what he had to say.
In the prologue of a long book, this is just the beginning. This is not the end of the investigation, as you all well know, having reported on these for a long time. There's interviews to be conducted. The search warrant processing scene is not even done. So we're at the early stages. So that's the only reason I hesitate to tell you what the exact tip was.
So still early stages at this point. We don't even have a photograph of the suspect. So still a lot of details yet to come out, Andrew.
Sorry, thank you.
Thank you.
CBC's Hilary Johnstone.